LaMelo Ball has been shining for the Charlotte Hornets. Not only did he become the second fastest player ever to make 600 career three-pointers, but he did it while playing in the most nonchalant way possible. He is treating NBA games like he's hooping at the YMCA with some AirPods on. Crazy three-pointers, flashy passes. He does whatever comes to his mind on the court. His playstyle is unconventional and almost video game-like. But while some might be shocked by how he plays, those that followed LaMelo's journey from the beginning know just how good this kid would become. LaMelo Ball began training for basketball as soon as he could walk. At just the age of 4, he was already playing sports with his two older brothers, Lonzo and LiAngelo. In the 7th grade, he began playing with his older brothers on a 17 and under AAU team. LaMelo continued playing with them at Chino Hills, a high school that is now iconic for the sheer amount of talent they had during this period. Lonzo, the older Ball brother who currently plays for the Chicago Bulls, was the star. He was the team's best player and would end up going from Chino Hills to UCLA, then being drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Another member of the team was freshman Onyeka Okongwu, who currently plays for the Atlanta Hawks. Chino Hills finished the season with 35 wins and 0 losses and claimed the national championship. LaMelo, who at the time was a tiny freshman, was still one of the best players on the team, averaging 16.4 points and 3-point assists per game, as he shared the Max Preps National Freshman of the Year honors with his teammate Okongwu. Due to his small stature, LaMelo relied on his basketball IQ and skills to score. He couldn't physically overpower anyone, so he played intelligently and relied on his shooting. It's how he got 27 points in his first game as a starter, then scored 26 points in a win over Sierra Canyon on March 5th, 2016. Going into his sophomore season, LaMelo was now gaining national headlines. All of his games were being posted on YouTube, and his half-court shot had gone viral. The audacity to point at where he was going to shoot from, then make it, was evidence that he wasn't like his two older brothers. LiAngelo and Lonzo were more reserved, but LaMelo, well, everything he did was flashy. The viral clips though didn't just stop there. On February 7th, LaMelo scored 92 points in a win over Los Osos High School, the second most single game points in California high school history. Clips of his game were everywhere. National media was even talking about it. He was criticized by some analysts for cherry picking, as he often waited near half court to get an open shot on his next possession instead of defending, but come on. How many other players could ever get that many points even if they were cherry picking? Ball finished his sophomore season averaging 26.7 points and almost 10 assists per game, earning Max Prep's sophomore All-American first team recognition. On July 27th, he even featured in an AAU game against 5-star recruit Zion Williamson, a player that we all know now plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. LaMelo was on the path to stardom, but things changed on October 2nd, 2017. Right before his junior season, LaMelo's father, LeVar Ball, pulled him out of Chino Hills to be homeschooled. LeVar disapproved of the newly appointed head coach Dennis Lattimore and the school administration as a whole. LaMelo ended up signing with agent Harrison Gaines in hopes that he would be able to play professionally overseas alongside his brother, LiAngelo. The decision indicated that LaMelo was not planning on playing college basketball, which was surprising given that his older brother had gone the traditional path of high school star to college star, then straight to the NBA. It seemed that the Ball family already had a roadmap on how to make it as a professional, but LeVar didn't want to follow that path for LaMelo. In the following years, LaMelo would essentially travel the world. On December 11, 2017, he joined the Lithuanian Basketball League with his brother LiAngelo. LaMelo reportedly became the youngest American ever to sign a professional basketball contract. Again, at the time, the whole family was so famous that their move overseas was heavily reported by American sports media. All of their games were shown and even discussed on ESPN. The gyms where they played were packed, despite some of these games being in tiny Lithuanian towns. LaMelo made his professional debut in Lithuania on January 9th, 2018. He came off the bench to get 10 points and 9 assists. As soon as he got on the court, he started firing his three-point shot and looking to get assists. Almost an identical style to what he is doing now as the face of an NBA franchise. The game was broadcasted live on Facebook and had at one point more than 120,000 viewers. In the second game though, LaMelo struggled, being held scoreless in the 5 minutes he played. The limited minutes and lack of scoring in the game highlighted the challenges that LaMelo would face in adapting to professional basketball. Critics began to question LaMelo's father. Did LeVar make the right decision by pulling LaMelo out of high school and putting him in an environment to play professional basketball so early in his career? Was LaMelo even good enough, or was he just stat padding against subpar competition at the high school level? What's worse is that at the end of February, LaMelo picked up a leg injury that sidelined him for a month. Him and his family ended up leaving Lithuania on April 25th, with his father criticizing the team's head coach, in part because LaMelo did not receive enough playing time. He finished the Lithuanian season averaging 6.5 points and 2.4 assists, shooting 26.8% from the field in just 12.8 minutes per game. With his stint in Lithuania not working, LaMelo's father decided to create his own league called the Junior Basketball Association. It was meant to be an alternative to college basketball. LaMelo signed with the Los Angeles Ballers and became the marquee player of the league. In his debut on June 21st, he posted a triple-double of 40 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists in a win over the New York Ballers. Over 8 regular season games, Ball averaged a triple-double with 39.6 points, 14.6 rebounds, and 11.5 assists per game, while being named to the All-Star game. He was doing great, but you have to keep in mind this wasn't a league that was respected or even recognized by NBA teams or any other professional basketball team. It also didn't help that while the league was on tour, LaMelo was ejected from an exhibition game after slapping an opposing player in the face. Now the attention that LeVar's league was getting was not positive. With his first professional stint as a player not working, LaMelo returned to high school basketball in November of 2018 by enrolling at Spire Institute and Academy in Geneva, Ohio. He wanted to go back and rejoin his friends to complete his senior year in a traditional high school setting. At Spire, LaMelo played under head coach Jermaine Jackson. The team competed outside the jurisdiction of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, allowing him to participate without concerns over his amateur status. His debut for Spire on November 10, 2018 was impressive. He recorded 20 points, 13 assists, and 5 rebounds in a 96-84 victory over the Hill School. Throughout the season, LaMelo continued to showcase his skills, leading Spire to the final and earning the season MVP title. However, his professional experience led to certain challenges. Several top high school teams canceled their matchups against Spire, citing concerns that playing against a former professional could jeopardize their players' eligibility. In fact, LaMelo was deemed ineligible for the 2019 McDonald's All-American game due to his prior professional engagements. It's crazy because LaMelo had verbally committed to play college basketball for UCLA since the age of 13. He was considered one of the top point guards in his class, and even when he returned from his professional stint in 2018, he remained a 5-star recruit. However, his time of playing professionally, combined with his involvement in the family sports apparel company of Big Baller brand, threatened his eligibility to play for the NCAA. Well, with college no longer being an option, LaMelo went back to playing professional basketball overseas, this time signing with the Illawarra Hawks of Australia's National Basketball League. The decision was part of the NBL's Next Stars program, a program designed to develop NBA prospects in Australia. During his time with the Hawks, LaMelo continued to impress. He put up a triple-double, 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists in a game against the Cairns Taipans. His season averages were 17 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game. Despite a foot injury that cut his season short, LaMelo's impact was significant, earning him the NBL Rookie of the Year award. His success in Australia really boosted his draft stock. What a shocker, performing well in a recognized league is more impressive than putting up 30 plus in your father's league. Thanks to his performances in Australia, LaMelo was selected 3rd overall by the Charlotte Hornets. His path had been unconventional, but he had gone to the destination he wanted. LaMelo is now the best of the 3 brothers. He won the Rookie of the Year award and was selected to the NBA All-Rookie team. Then he became an All-Star in the 2022 season. What's crazy is that he still plays so similar to the LaMelo we saw at Chino Hills. Of course, he has matured, he makes better decisions now, and is more efficient. But the flashiness, the composure, it's the same. Since he used to be so small, he had to improve his skills to be able to compete with the older kids. So now he has the skills of a 5'10" point guard in the frame of someone who's 6'7". That's how he was able to put up a career-high 50 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists against the Bucks, becoming the 3rd youngest player in NBA history to score 50 points. In the 2023 season, he became the first player in Hornets history to record at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 15 assists in a game. He is also the 2nd youngest player in NBA history to reach 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists in his career, behind only LeBron James. LaMelo is a superstar in the making. His development has been hindered by injuries and the fact that the Hornets aren't a great team. Drafting Brandon Miller is great, it puts more talent around LaMelo, but this team is still far away from being contenders. The Warriors had a chance to draft LaMelo in the 2020 draft, but didn't. An awful decision, not just because the player they drafted in Wiseman flopped, but imagine LaMelo playing with Steph Curry. Two players with high basketball IQ, unlimited range and shooting, and incredible playmaking. If LaMelo can stay healthy, then he will continue to get better. He's too good of a player not to. The only question will be, is he willing to stay in Charlotte, or are we looking at a future star that could force a move to a bigger market? If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this one as well. Check it out right here.